Hey, lovelies. So, like with most of my sporadic lives, you're just gonna have to catch the replay. So, this isn't necessarily for engagement. It's just because I have a message, and the title is De-emasculation. And I want to start with telling two stories to that title. The first, some girlfriends and myself, we were out in Philadelphia after the club let out quite some time ago, and we were having a really good time. And when you get out, there's food places that you go to and people are intoxicated. And this girl decided to argue with this guy, and they were arguing back and forth. And, she was saying some things and he was saying some things, and she threw a cup at him that had some juice in it. And, the crowd and everyone was in there like, oh my goodness. And I can see the look in this guy's eyes. And I said, oh my goodness, this is wrong. And he put her to sleep. I'm just going to say that closed fist, he put her to sleep. And there were a lot of people that were angry that this man responded this way. There were some people that were applauding, but it was in that moment that he was demasculated. Should a man ever be in a situation where he has to strike? No, absolutely not, especially a woman. We know that. We see it time and time again. But when we put gentlemen in compromising situations, we don't know how they're going to react. The second story to my title of demasculation, I had a friend and her boyfriend would constantly go at it. I mean, constantly. And some of their relationships, situations, it got physical. I'll say that. Okay. So she called her brother to go because she's tired of him. He called me a B word. He disrespected me. So, brother going, rushing to save his sister, went and had an altercation with this boyfriend. The brother's no longer here, and the friend, my friend, was charged and still serving 6 years. And that also goes to the type of demasculation because you had a situation in which a woman went and cried wolf. Hey, Miss Chatty. Hey, I done said, hey, Miss Chatty. Y'all know how I do with my lives. Hey, Cancer. Most to make it make sense, you'll have to catch the replay. Um, but she used that instance in which she was very aggressive. She called him out of his name repeatedly, and the fight got really ugly. And then she called for help. And now her brother is no longer here, deceased, because that man took out a weapon and did what he needed to do because this man was on his property. Don't do me, chosen. Hate all smiles. So I said that to say it's very important and it's imperative that we as women understand the power that we possess, and we need to understand the power in our words when we're speaking, because we never know how that man, hey, Miss D, we never know how that man can react. So you take one man and you're out and you call him a B word or whatever, and that man might walk away because that's what he was trained to do. You never disrespect a woman, but you run into a wrong man. Hey, Retta, you run into someone else, and that man can cause some serious harm to you. So I said all of that to say we have to be very careful with our words when we're speaking to our men. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, I can talk about things like this because I call my own ish out. Because, like I said before, I was once a damaged woman and I was once an angry woman. And I once met men with that anger until I ran into a man that met me with that same anger. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say it again. I met a man that met me with that anger, and it wasn't pretty and it wasn't good. So when we have these moments and we have these outbursts, you have to be open for what you can receive by doing that. Thanks for talking, my member, for 3 months. I love you, baby. I love you. I love you. And we have to be very, very careful because when you think about it, men, they fight for their name. Women, we have the things. We got the hair, we got the eyelashes, we got the breasts, we got the butt. But when it comes to a man, it's his name and his reputation. They take that very, very seriously. So when you compromise that, or if you make them feel less than, you are adding to the problem in our community. And on top of that, you are de emasculating a man. Love you too. No, to Hawkins, you are de-emasculating him, and we need to understand as women how that can cause issue, and it can cause some serious issue because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen when you meet a man with that energy. I can't stress this enough to women. One day you will meet a man that will meet you with that energy that you give him, and you might not like it. So if you keep knocking at someone's door, don't be surprised when someone answers. You know what I'm saying, y'all? There's only so much that anyone can take, and there's only so much that a man can take. So when we're using these words, when we're speaking to them and we're belittling them and we're de-emasculating them, we have to be receptive to what they might bring back. Because again, keep in mind, they are trained to treat us with grace, they are trained to speak to us kindly, but that can change and that can alter tremendously. And for those that didn't know and didn't catch the beginning, my friend constantly met her mate with aggression and contacted her brother to service him, and he's no longer here. Okay. I watched a man completely put a woman to sleep for disrespecting him in Philly after we got out of the club. So I'm saying one day you will meet a man that might meet that energy, baby, and you might not like it, and you might not like that outcome. So we have to be really mindful of our words, and we need to understand that men are men, okay? Unless you want to get into the transgender or whatever, and I'm not getting into all that, okay? I ain't going that route. Leave me alone. Hey, Dreamy. But a man is a man. We know this because he has a penis. Okay? Men have penises and women have vaginas. So when you speak to a man, he has a penis and he's not a woman. Unless there's something else, but I'm not getting into all that. That's not where I'm going, y'all. So I just needed this quick moment to remind people of the words that we put out and the energy that we might receive back from that. And you have to be ready for that, whatever it may be. Because keep in mind, there are men nowadays that aren't walking away when a woman calls him a female dog. There's men that aren't walking away if a woman decides that she's going to smack him. There's men that are not walking away from that. So if this is the energy that you want, just be open to the energy that you might possibly receive by conducting yourself in that manner. So, y'all know how I do. I don't stay on here long. I don't like to chat. When I got something to say, I'm going to just come up here and say it. And hopefully, to whoever it applies or whoever needs to receive this message, they will. And if they don't receive it well, then I certainly open a conversation and I am 100% open to it. Okay. But for now, I'm going to keep it cute and say we need to be very mindful with how we talk to our men because men can only take so much and you have to be open to what comes with that and be receptive to whatever energy comes back with that. So I'll see y'all in these streets. This has been my chatty minute. I love y'all and I will talk to you later. This was my moment. I see y'all in the chats. Love y'all. Hey, Miss D.